Good morning, I'm Eric Mosley. The Cleveland Guardians were able to outlast the Seattle Mariners last night 4-3. Cooper Ingle got his first major league hit with a 2-run single in the fourth inning to score Kyle Manzardo and Khalil Watson. The series resumes today at 1:40 with Gavin Williams getting the start for Cleveland and Emerson Hancock taking the bump for the Mariners. The Reds had a dramatic 9-7 victory in Pittsburgh last night. Eugenio Suarez hit a 3-run homer with 2 outs in the top of the ninth to give Cincy the lead. They will play the series finale today with the Reds' Brady Singer taking on the Pirates' Mitch Keller at 1:35. Catch the action right here on the Fan starting at 1:05. And finally in the PGA, Victor Hovland birdied the 18th to leap Scotty Scheffler for the lead in the third round of the Travelers Championship. Hovland sits atop the leaderboard at 20 under, followed by Scheffler at 19 under, along with Patrick Cantlay and Akshay Bhatia tied at 15 under. Breaking sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Live and local, it's time for Fan Sports Sunday. If the weekend is a big desert for sports talk, think of this show as an oasis.
Yes, here we go.
Come drink from our pool of hot takes as you quench your thirst with. I thought I was going somewhere, but I'm not. So let's just start the show.
Yeah, what's happening? Bartems and Dylan Gonzalez, Eric Mosley, Big Mo.
What's up, fellas?
Yeah, I guess this is the debut of this trio.
It is.
So that's cool.
And I've been waiting a lifetime for this.
Oh, yeah. When you
I don't know why.
When you started picking up work here, you said Fan Sports Sunday with Bartems and Dylan Gonzalez. That is the pinnacle of sports talk.
I was like, Rothman and Ice who?
That's what I say.
Common Man and Timmy who?
I say Rothman and Ice, that's just a 5-day warm-up for the big show, which we are a part of right now, and you are all a part of wherever you're listening, however you're listening, radio, YouTube. You can join us wherever you want to. We appreciate you. Buddy, I haven't seen you in a little bit, and you had a busy week this week. I believe that it's concert season, so you were up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yes. So Chicago's one of my favorite cities. I've never been to Milwaukee, so I was like, we'll stay in Chicago, do the concert in Milwaukee. That's the way I went about it. I don't know why. That's just what I decided.
Okay, so Milwaukee's about an hour and a half.
Yeah, but where we were staying, it was like going that way towards Milwaukee. Like north, the hotel we stayed in was like northwest of Chicago.
Okay.
So it probably took us like slightly over an hour to get there, and we saw Ed Sheeran for Summerfest up in Wisconsin, which I didn't know was a big deal until you showed me. What are the books that you have?
Okay, so I have 4 books.
Yes.
They're all 100 things to do in blank before you die.
Yes, and
so
I remember...
I have one for Ohio, because I live in Ohio.
Right.
Gotta be honest, I should probably pick up that book and start looking for stuff to do.
I might borrow it.
Yeah. And then I have 100 things to do in Missouri before you die, because I lived in Missouri.
Yes.
Well, there's my token Missouri mention for the day, T-Bone. And I have 100 things to do in Phoenix before you die, because I went and visited my cousin in Phoenix, and I have 100 things to do in Wisconsin before you die, because my brother lives in Milwaukee.
Yes, so I remember a few months ago when I bought the tickets, telling you that I was going to go, and then you must have been reading the Wisconsin one, because you immediately was like, Summerfest, I've heard of that.
I have heard of that.
And then you pulled it up in the book, and it's like a big deal there, I guess. It's like this huge festival that they have every weekend of the summer, and every weekend they have a different headlining artist. So but for last weekend, it was technically Thursday, or I guess this would be 3 days ago, and I saw Ed Sheeran, who I don't know if I would say he's in my like top 5 favorite artists, but like most admired. I admire his work. I admire that he writes his own music. I feel like a lot of people don't realize that a lot of artists don't write their own songs.
Oh yeah,
like they're just
Blake Shelton's one of my favorite country artists.
Yes.
You go to his like written by category and all of his songs. I don't know if I've seen his name once.
Like George Strait. He's wrote like 2 songs that he's actually recorded.
Well, that's actually something interesting that I've thought about. Like, how does that work in non-country music? Because country music is so known for having like the Nashville home base.
Yeah,
and so that's where I guess L.A. and New York would be everybody else's home base.
Right, pretty much.
But you have like the writers all together in Nashville, like writing songs together, pitching songs together, and then pitching them to the artists who are going to perform them. And so I'm like, I wonder how that works when it's outside of country music, because it seems so structured within country.
Yeah, I think it's just easier for them to collaborate, like not to get too deep in the weeds of like record labels and publishing companies and all that stuff that people probably don't want to hear about. But
But you know about.
Yes.
Because you were in that space.
Yeah. So Ed Sheeran, because like when it comes to like making a song from scratch and then actually being the one to record it, like him and like Taylor Swift are like the two people that I feel like are like the most famous people that still do it. Everybody else, it's like a huge collaborative effort to write a song. And I'm not saying those guys don't work with anybody ever or like,
right.
But yeah, they're a part of the whole process. And I feel like most artists aren't anymore. That's not the way music is.
So is Ed
nowadays.
Sheeran badass to see?
So the thing with this, it's called the Loop Tour.
I had to check to make sure Gianna wasn't in here. Yeah, by the way, don't forget Loop Tour. So get back to that thought. But Dylan comes in today. I'm at my desk. Dylan comes in with his daughter Gianna.
Yes.
And I have seen her once, but
I think it was her here. I think it was earlier Friday this week for like 20 minutes while I was putting together the best of show for T-Bone and Tyvis.
Yeah. So earlier in this week,
actually, it was Wednesday. But anyway,
yeah, because you had Thursday and Friday off. Yeah. So I saw that you had Gianna, and I didn't want to like. It seemed like that you were kind of moving quickly. You were doing something. She was following you. Obviously, with her dad being the only person who she knows in this building. So I didn't want to go like overwhelm either of you guys as you guys were kind of hustling.
Right.
But you come in today and it's just us and Gianna's trailing you.
Yep.
And then you walk past my desk and you say, Gianna, do you want to say hi to Cole? And she just shakes her head no and keeps moving.
No, Maddie tried to say
eye
hi.
Contact.
Yeah, Maddie tried to say hi to her the other day. She's not a big fan of men. Just dad. That's it.
Try to keep it that way. I have 3 daughters. Try to keep it that way as long as possible.
Very nice.
Yeah. So that's the way she is. But Loop Tour. Yes. So he did this tour. He's doing it all with the loop pedal. No full band.
Oh, I've seen his clips of him doing that.
Yes, which I feel like is a thing that like normally artists do earlier in their career, which I'm sure he did because they can't afford to have a full band behind them. So if you don't know what a loop pedal is like you can just record anything and you basically just, there's a pedal at their feet that they press and he'll like do like a little bit of beatboxing or he'll play a little chord on his guitar. He records it and then he can just loop it for a song. But he literally did every song either acoustically or with the loop pedal.
So I've seen him say before, not that I've seen him live. And so this sounds like the coolest experience ever live and in person.
Yeah.
But I've seen him say in clips that when he does that on tour, he only does, it's like that they basically make a song right in front of you, and it's that song exists for one night. They erase it. They're not looping the same thing over and over again, and that every single night when they do that, he's building a new song right before your eyes. So you did get like a unique experience in that regard.
Yeah, for sure. It's all unique. He takes like 60 to 90 seconds to like set up every song essentially. But even that's entertaining.
Yeah.
Just watching him like, okay, I'm going to loop this melody and I'm going to do like a little beatboxing, or like he'll actually like, if he needs like some bass, he'll actually just hit his guitar to like make like drum sounds. Like it was a really cool experience. I was glad that I got to see, like, obviously I'm sure him with the full band is really cool too, but this is a unique thing with him and his loop pedal, which it basically feels like his roots to him is how he described it. Like this is how he started. And then he decided that he was going to do a whole tour like this again because it had been years and years and years since, like, he does stuff with the loop pedal at his concerts, but not exclusively like he's doing on this tour.
Ed Sheeran. Great artist.
Yes.
Terrible tattoos, but you never see him, so it's okay. Who else was on the card?
Miles Smith, who does stargazing.
Is that a song?
Yeah. Oh. Take my heart, don't break it. You for sure have heard it.
I'm pretty good at those, like, oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, like, that's why he probably has, like, 3 big songs, but that one is, like, the biggest one right now, and I'm sure it's, like, a #1 song.
I listened to it. Wait, is it, like, current?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then I don't know it.
Yeah. You don't listen to any current pop, not even by accident?
Current pop,
probably
not.
You have a girlfriend that's, I'm assuming she's close to the same age as you. I'm sure she's...
Kristen's not listening to current pop music. She's listening to, like, Eagles and Steve Miller Band and that stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
That's a keeper.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. The Eagles is her favorite band.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of Ed Sheeran, but my girlfriend, she's like a huge fan of his. So that was like I was like, oh, we have to go. And so when I was looking at the tours, I was like, oh, I want to see him in Chicago. And then I looked at the ticket prices and it's like $350 to just get in the building. And then I saw this Summerfest in Chicago, which is an amphitheater setup. We got there really early, got to the very front of like the GA lawn area. $100.
All right, let's go one by one. We'll go around the room. We'll go through the top 10 songs of 2025.
Oh my God!
And it's just
I think I'll do the best.
No,
but
very simple.
Terrible.
Very simple. You don't have to sing it. I'm just going to say the name and the artist, and we just go around the room. Have you heard of this song?
Okay.
Like, could you hum it a little bit? All right, number 1, Die With a Smile by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. I'm a yes.
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 Okay. Luther by Kendrick Lamar and SZA. I'm a no.
Yes.
Nope.
Number 3, a bar song, Tipsy by Shabuzi. Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
4, Lose Control by Teddy Swims. The entire world heard that.
Absolutely.
Yes. That one's been kind of, that's a really good song, but kind of beat to death. I've heard of this song. I could not hum it for you. Number 5, Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish.
Yes.
Yes.
No. 6, Absolutely Beautiful Things by Benson Boone.
Yes.
Yeah.
7, Ordinary by Alex Warren.
Yeah.
Luke Combs is the reason I know that song.
I think I know that one.
8, I Had Some Help, Post Malone, Morgan Wallen.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. 9, APT by Rose and Bruno
Yeah,
Mars.
it's one
No.
of Gianna's favorites.
And no idea.
I'm a no on that one. And then 10, Pink Pony Club.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So what? We all got like 6, 7, or 8.
Majority.
I was at 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you. That's a lot more than I was expecting. And so this, if Miles Smith had cracked this top 10,
I think that song technically came out. Well, did you say was this the top of 2025?
this is 2025.
Yeah, I think it did come out in 2025. So
Okay, so
Maybe
Stargazing, he came in at number 29 with this song.
yeah,
So then number 29 of the year-end Hot 100 on Billboard of last year.
yes,
So top 20, that's still a really popular song.
Yeah.
And if it's still getting some run, it could still carry over and be in the top 100 of 2026.
I could see him.
All that to say, I don't know that song.
I could see him being a big deal in the very near future, where you'll be like, oh, I definitely know his songs.
Okay. Oh, so you're catching them on the come up.
Yes.
Are you one of those music snobs where it's like once they go mainstream, then it's like,
No,
they've
I
lost their
actually
way?
hate when people like gatekeep artists. It's like, okay, there's someone out there that knew them before you, so why are you gatekeeping them? Like, I hate when people are like, oh yeah, I saw. You mentioned Luke Combs. I saw Luke Combs when he was doing
When it was
county
Vine.
fairs.
He was doing Vine.
And I'm like, okay, good for you. That's great. I'm
All right.
glad.
Colbart team is Dylan Gonzalez, Eric Mosley. We got a question of the day. I will throw it to you at the top of the next segment. We can kind of like weave in and out of that one throughout the show. And so I'll get your initial take on that. And then this one kind of flew under the radar a little bit. But if I were to try to read Jake Diebler's mind right now, he is not happy with Ross Bjork. And I will tell you exactly why. And I'll let Ross explain why because we have the audio. We'll do that next. Keep it here. Fan Sports Sunday, 97.1 The Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Everybody thinks they're a great driver. Outlaw Motor Speedway gives you the chance to prove it. Experience professional racing simulators, full motion rigs, and some of the world's iconic tracks right here in Grandview. Race your friends, join a league, or bring the office out for an unforgettable corporate event. And when the checkered flag drops, keep the night going with great food and drinks here or next door at Agave and Rye. Then climb back in the driver's seat and see who's got what it takes. Book your race today at outlawsimracing.com.
That's the sound of Ellie De La Cruz stealing third. That's the sound of you stealing third. Right now at UDF, buy any 2 bottled beverages and get the third one free with Ellie Steals Third. Now at United Dairy Farmers. Some restrictions may apply.
Experience the adrenaline of Barrett Jackson in Columbus, Ohio, June 25th to 27th. See hundreds of no-reserve collector cars cross the auction block, interactive sponsor displays, and a wide selection of food and drinks. It's an exciting, high-octane event for fans of all ages. Tickets on sale now at barrett-jackson.com.
There's this thing repair people do nowadays.
Mappo's Plumbing. Sure, we do have a dispatch fee. It's $1 zillion.
A dispatch fee, a trip charge, going out to your house bill.
Bippity Bing Bong Electrical. Our trip charge is a nice new car.
But not Apex Pros, the pros who knows. When you call Apex for repairs on your AC, plumbing, or electric, there's no dispatch fee.
Thank you for calling Apex Pros. Why would we? Kinda silly to ask for money before we do anything, isn't it?
We give you an upfront price only after we know what's really going on. We think it's the right thing to do, instead of...
Slappy's AC, electric, plumbing, dry cleaning, haberdashery, and chiropractic. Of course we charge to come out. $1 kajillion, 3 diamond rings, and 2 exotic pets.
Apex Pros. Never a dispatch fee. Examples of competitive rates may have been slightly exaggerated.
Columbus loves Apex Pros, the pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Tex. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible, but Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the Columbus community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. JP Morgan Chase Bank, and a member FDIC.
Common Man and Timmy. Voted America's dumbest show by Marconi voters. Common Man is a Columbus radio legend. And by legend, I mean it's a miracle he hasn't been fired yet. And Timmy is, well, Timmy will complain about anything and everything. And he kind of looks like a woman. Giggity, giggity, giggity. So there's that. Common Man and Timmy.
Sponsored by Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on The Fan.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
It's time for sun and savings at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, get a new 2060 Elantra SE for $59 per month for a 2-year lease. Just $59 a month for the drive into summer sale. This month only. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit $39.95 down plus tax title first month payment. 7,500 miles per year and 7.6.
Factory direct is really pretty simple. The factory sells it directly to the consumer. I mean, we build it. There's nothing that anybody else does. We have stations where everybody touches the window. Everyone sees what's going on. So if there's an issue, we catch it as it's going down the line. That's probably the biggest thing, is the ability to make sure what goes out the door is what I want to go out the door.
Visit Rosati Windows by the end of this month and get 35% off all windows and doors.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
It all connects. The girl who walks for hours to bring home the family's water, the school she can't attend most days, her little brother's belly laugh, her dreams of being a teacher, an engineer, the mayor. It all connects. But at Child Fund, so do we, through everything we do, so every child can grow up healthy, educated, and safe. Because we need each other. Learn more at childfund.org.
The Reds are on the Fan's family of stations all season long. If you don't listen, Terry Francona will ride his scooter to your house and yell at you. Your home of the Reds. The Fan, the Fan 2, and the Fan 3. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey, happy Sunday. We saw a little bit of rain this morning, but it's cleared out for your lunchtime hours, leaving some partly cloudy skies behind. Keep an eye out between 2 and 6 p.m. today. We could see some lingering showers pop back up into your forecast, but once that rain clears out, get ready for some heat. Tomorrow kicks off a major heat wave with a high near 92 degrees. Stay cool out there. I'm your 10 Weather Impact meteorologist, Lily Aldrich, with 97.1 The Fan.
The Big Nine was a sad, incomplete place. Enter Ohio State. The rest is history. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan. We firmly believe it's appropriate to tailgate before a youth soccer game. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday.
I almost went sleeveless shirt in the studio today. I didn't, but I almost did. I almost went suns out, guns out in honor of the weather that we are about to have this week.
See, the sun's never out in this studio, though.
No, it's not.
They most of the hosts try to.
There's
keep it
not
cold in
enough
here.
sun out there to make me put on a sleeveless shirt.
Not today.
Were you thinking about going open-toed shoe?
No.
Flip-flop?
You know how I feel about that. Get some slides. We're not doing flip-flops. Slides and flip-flops, two different things. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, straight up sun, 93, 95, 93. Hello.
You see, I'm a don't complain about the heat guy. I might be complaining about it internally, but I hate the cold weather here so much that I made a vow to not complain when it's hot. You can't have it both ways.
I was about to say I'm surprised you still live here, and then I thought about it for 2 seconds, and I think the answer is with us. Sitting over there at your desk.
She's in the building. Yes.
All right. Got to ask you this. How do you feel? Because this is something that a lot of parents say going into parenthood, and then they reach parenthood, and then it's like, well, I don't want to punish myself. The whole, like, I can solve this problem by just putting technology in front of my child, but you don't want to, like, train your child into just complaining until they get an iPad. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, I'm happy, but I'm turning my child into a robot. How's that problem?
Well, I'm going to start off by saying something that's somewhat jarring to people. I got Gianna her first tablet when she was 2. It was specifically for the car, and it had to have been above a certain length of trip, which I'm pretty sure was like 20 minutes or something like that. That's the only way we would give it to her. And then it just slowly morphed into more and more. I think every parent says that they're not going to do it, or they're going to do it a limited amount, and then it ends up being more than what they imagine.
Mm-hmm.
She plays on it a lot more than I would like for her to. To me, my take on it is, what's the difference between when we were kids, or at least when I was a kid, I was parked in front of the TV for hours at the time. Like, what's the difference between the two screens, really? If we want to break it down.
Big Mo, buying your kids tablets at 2 years old?
Well, when my kids were born, tablets weren't really a thing.
Right.
But
how old are yours?
My youngest is 18.
Okay.
But I have
7 for people that don't know.
I do have grandchildren.
Okay.
And their
Congratulations.
parents. Yeah. 7 of them.
Whoa.
Yeah. I'm only 50, by the way. Their kids have, my grandchildren do have some tablets. They don't, it's very limited what they can do on them. Now, I will say it's almost like they come out of the womb and they know how to use them. It's amazing how quickly they can pick up. I remember 2 of our grandsons, when we'd be watching them and they were only 1 or 2 years old, getting our iPads and just wanting to, they knew to scroll.
Mm-hmm.
And then they figured out the YouTube thing. So we were like, okay, now we got to get the kids YouTube so that they can watch that. It's amazing how quickly they can pick that stuff up.
I think it's good that you at least went into it with the rule of, I think that's a fair rule, because like, you don't want your kid in the backseat complaining for like an entire 3-hour car ride. And so it's like, it is like self-preservation at some point. Like, that does make sense. And so I don't know if you were like a total hardliner about that. And it sounded like it started that way and then kind of faded into like, all right, well, now we're getting a little bit lenient here. But
you see, my issue is like, I hate what she watches. And I know I could. Can
you not control that?
But it's not because it's bad. It's just because it's annoying. So it's like, oh, I'm not going to let her watch it because I'm annoyed. Like, that seems like very like.
You have to just let it go.
Yeah.
I hate to use that quote because,
Frozen.
Do you watch, do you have any, I learned this word the other day. Do you have any parasocial relationships? Where you like
I think I just learned a new word.
Have you been to the doctor for that?
Like
a one-sided emotional bond where you feel a deep connection or friendship with a media figure.
Yes.
Oh, so okay. Like a celebrity, streamer, a fictional character, even though they don't know you exist.
Yes.
Okay, so
Is there like
when you're a little kid, you think that those people on TV are real. And
well, nowadays it's even not little kids, like just your typical streamer, vlogger. Is there anyone like that you're a fan of?
Dude.
Like an iShowSpeed, Drewski type of...
Let me tell you something. I watch Love Island.
Okay.
And I see some of the comments that and they're all women, but I see like some of the comments that people are putting on Love Island's Instagram stuff. I'm like, you guys know you're not like friends with these characters, but like some of the people, some of the fans like take some of the stuff so personally. I'm like, you don't know them. Why are you so bothered by that? Like, it's entertainment.
Reality,
it's their lives, but it's not ours.
I think reality TV is the perfect comparison for this. So Gianna loves watching basically YouTube kids vloggers where you just watch them live their life. where they play with their toys.
Oh, what about
and
like
they
the
go
guy
on
like
their
Ryan Opens
vacations.
Toys or something like that?
He's probably like the godfather of kids vlogging, in my opinion.
Very much so.
Yes.
Yeah.
So everything, but yeah, so you have the right idea. And that's the type of stuff she likes to watch. And I have to realize, like, okay, there was a time 5 years ago that I liked watching like video game streamers. And I have to tell myself, what's the difference between me watching that and her watching this? Essentially, it's nothing.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I'm like, this is corny and annoying.
But you were also
that's what
in your
she likes.
You were in your late 20s at the time, so you understood the relationship. So it is, but it's also just kind of like at that age, like that's how it's going to be.
Yes.
Like
I don't see.
I thought the people on just random cartoons or whatever, I'm sure I thought they were or like something.
I don't see the difference between her being obsessed with insert kids YouTuber here versus when I was 6, I liked Barney.
Oh,
I don't
bane of my existence.
I don't see the difference. Like, that was annoying to my parents, I'm sure, but they let me watch it. I'm sure they didn't enjoy being around the TV when Barney was on, but just let me watch it.
So is the technological influence?
I don't see it different from TV is my argument on the whole tablet.
Because the technological influence on youth is definitely serious, but I guess the question is it tremendously different than any other generation?
I don't think so. Like, people will argue like the sensory factor of it, like it's more engaging to them. It encapsulates them more.
Okay.
I guess is like the argument against it. Like it's TV, but it's TV on steroids essentially. And it's bad for them. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a child psychiatrist. I just know with my kid, the way I'm going about it is I was camped in front of the TV a lot as a kid, and I don't see the difference between me being camped in front of the TV and her being camped in front of the tablet.
How challenging is it to actually monitor what your kids are doing, though? Because like you think you're putting in like some sort of guardrails.
I think it's all about just moderation with anything. I mean, it's the same thing with food. It's sweets.
Right.
It's everything. It's moderation. If you're also allowing them to have experiences with you one-on-one as a family, you know, it's just like you guys were talking about, you know, and Dylan really went home on it, was that we had TV. We had all that stuff. We would go outside occasionally, but we were sitting in front of the TV, and they thought that was, you know, numbing our minds.
Is it educational TV?
What she watches half the time, no. But it's the same thing with us when we were kids. How much educational stuff were you watching?
And you know what? Well, I mean, when you're a little kid, a lot. But
and she likes riding her bike, and she likes going to the park, and we do that stuff. I mean, I don't let her sit there for 4 or 5 hours straight on the tablet. I mean, she would if you let her.
What was that movement by the NFL? Play 60? 60 minutes a day, get outside, get moving.
Go touch grass.
Yeah, that's what the kids say now.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like Eric said, it's just moderation with everything. I mean, you could have your kid eat too much sweets. That's not good for them either. But does that mean that you just absolutely say no candy for the rest of your life?
And this is their introduction to technology, which is what in this society you need to know your technology.
Yes, that's another thing, because I had a former coworker that was like, "Oh, I'm never giving my kid any type of tablet or laptop," and I'm like, "Good luck when they go to school."
I know. Dude, here we go. We're in the second segment. Here's the second mention. When I was in St. Louis, I had a coworker who had 2 kids, 5 and under. And he was so staunch. He's like, my kid's going to be the last one in her grade to get a cell phone. Like he was so dead set. And he probably still, because this was only a couple of years ago. So she's probably like 7 years old now.
Yeah.
But he's like, cell phone, high school. We're not doing any of this 4th grade, 5th grade cell phone stuff. She can get, because that's just in his generation, like he's low 40s, so the cell phones did come along.
Right. But he was probably like a teenager when he got
exactly.
his.
Yeah.
I was 15 when I got mine, and I'm 33 now.
I got mine in 5th grade, so I would have been like 11 years old.
Yeah.
And even then, there was like I wasn't ahead of the curve.
And the only reason why I got mine at 15 was because I was about to get my license, and they wanted me to have a cell phone when I was driving. That was the only reason why I was able to get a cell phone.
Yeah, so I have cousins who are in their like mid 30s, and they were basically the same thing. Like they got cell phones in high school, and so that's where my buddy in St. Louis, like his bar is at. He's like, well, we're not doing any of this like elementary school cell phone stuff. Like she can have a cell phone when she's in high school. She's gonna be driving around, and like she's actually going to have the mobility for us to keep tabs on her. But elementary school, no way. I don't know if he's actually going to hold off on that because when all of the other kids have cell phones, you also don't want your kid to be the odd one out.
Right. I wanted to be one of those parents that got her I think it's called a bug, where it's just like essentially a phone that's on a watch and they can call like 4 people.
Okay.
And that's it. And I was going to get that for her immediately when she started going to school. And then I kind of was like, okay, that might be a little much. Now I think as soon as she hits middle school, I'm going to get her some type of something that she doesn't need to ask someone else to get in contact with me. She could just get in contact with me, whatever situation she's in, whether she's in school or with her other parent or whatever.
I find all the parenting stuff so fascinating. I really want kids. Not tomorrow,
right?
But one day I want kids, and I'm kind of getting the warm up of like what my parenting style is going to be by judging everybody else. So I appreciate all the information. You guys are helping me practice. All right, we'll get to the Ross Bjork thing and why Jake Diebler has got to be furious with the situation that he's stuck in. We'll do that in 2 minutes. 97.1 The Fan.
Newman Roofing is proud to sponsor the Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat fan drive. Help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. Purchase new box fans and take them to the nearest Franklin County fire station or buy online. For more information, go to lifecarealliance.org.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
Barry Larkin had a day to remember this June 28th in 1991. The Hall of Fame shortstop hit 3 home runs in the game that day against the Astros. Barry hit home runs in his first 3 at-bats, all off Houston pitcher Jim DeShays. But that was just part of the story. For the day before, Barry had hit 2 home runs, and the total of 5 in 2 games tied a major league record. Barry's 3 home runs in 1 game also tied the Cincinnati team record. Many Reds have hit 3 home runs in a game. Some have even done it 2 or 3 times. But Barry is the only shortstop ever to slug 3 in 1 game. Barry Larkin in the record books this June 28, 1991, this date in Reds baseball.
This Date in Reds Baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
Hey, it's Timmy Hall for Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice, Orthopedic One. A couple years ago, I felt like I was breezing through life. I was tearing through rounds of golf, and it hit me. Excruciating hip pain. Hip that would not go away until I saw my friends at Orthopedic One. Then, bye-bye pain. So if you're dealing with constant pain or you suffered an injury, start with the specialist. Start at orthopedic1.com. There's no referral required, and there's several convenient locations in Central Ohio. Schedule your appointment at orthopedic1.com.
Craving the O? Now it comes to you. For loyal fans, the O on Lane is now offering the O on the Go catering delivery. Perfect for the office or any group. Order boxed lunches or group catering right now at theoonlane.com. The O on the Go, delivered fresh, delivered easy.
The 2 most mature people working at the radio station. And that's just because they wear pants. The pervert and the skivvies. Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays at noon.
The Fan. Garnish your Bloody Mary with sports talk. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday.
Wow. We were supposed to be getting prepared for Ross Bjork versus Jake Diebler, and we spent the entire break talking about how Derek Jeter was overrated.
Well, that Reds promo was talking about Barry Larkin hitting 3 home runs in 1 day, and I asked you if he was a Hall of Famer. You said yes. And then I was thinking about how growing up in New York in that time that everyone was like, oh, Derek Jeter, Derek Jeter, Derek Jeter. And then I moved here, and people were like, nah, Barry Larkin's better than Derek Jeter. And that seems like a hot take, but now that I'm older, I'm like, you know what? There's maybe Barry's prime might have been better than Derek Jeter's prime.
Well, here's the thing about Derek Jeter is that he won 4 World Series? 5 World Series?
Yes.
And so, but baseball is such an individual sport within a team sport, but there are so many individuals that make up the team. It's like one player can only have so much of an impact. And so I don't get caught. It's, again, and you mentioned it, he's in the right market. And he was on the right team. He wore the pinstripes. Right. And so just all the stuff, like the legacy stuff where he like kind of got credit for stuff like Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig did. Like how it all kind of consolidated, and Mickey Mantle, and it's all one big thing. Derek Jeter's right up there. So it's like the aura, the mystique and aura kind of feeds off of each other. And so that's how you have this like notion that Derek Jeter's like the greatest player ever. And that's just no. Like he was very good, obviously. But no.
He, out of all those World Series, he won World Series MVP once. Like, he was probably the most popular baseball player in the late 90s, early 2000s. Not even sure if he was the best player on his team.
Alex Rodriguez won 2 MVPs with the Yankees. And another one with the Rangers prior to that. But, like, no. All right. Anyway, this is the fun
That's
part.
our baseball talk for the day.
Yeah. Also, we got the Reds coming up after us, although I'm ticked at them right now for what they did to my Pirates last night. And the Pirates lost the series. Paul Skeens, I think, has lost 7 starts in a row. That ain't great. Ross Bjork versus Jake Diebler. So Ross Bjork had a media availability earlier in the week, and it was a whole bunch of like state of the state type stuff, like renovation plans and this and it was actually a very, very long media availability. It's like basically an hour. So give Ross Bjork credit for that. Answered a million questions, did so thoroughly. One question that stood out, it's funny because I didn't even catch this, but we come in to do a show on, it was either Thursday or Friday, and Rothman mentions to me like, hey, can we grab the bite of Ross Bjork talking about the basketball program and how Jake Diebler's doing a great job? And I'm like, oh, like it's not in our system because we had a certain amount of cuts in there, but it was an hour-long press conference. We didn't have everything he said in there. And so, like, I'm texting people who were in the press conference. I'm texting Stefan Krajcnik, like, hey, where in the press conference did he say this thing? Like, so I can go find this because I'm like, I'm not going to go listen to the entire hour right before a show. Like, we don't have an entire hour for me to find one audio bit. So, and I end up finding it. And so it's interesting because the reason that we had talked about this is because, like, Jardy and other people who were in the press conference had tweeted out, like, the direct quote of, and I guess it's not a direct quote because I'm paraphrasing, but Ross Bjork mentions in the soundbite I'm about to play for you that Jake Diebler, he's doing a great job. I then listened to the audio, the full statement. You'll hear Adam Jardy's voice first, just for the record, of the Columbus Dispatch. He's the one who asked the question. And I heard the rest of the answer, and my takeaway was a lot more than just Jake Diebler's doing a great job. Jake Diebler basically has his NIL capped because this isn't necessarily wrong for Ross Bjork to feel this way, but you can just tell by this answer, at least if you're thinking like me, they care so much more about football than basketball. Let's take a listen.
Where does your men's basketball program stand when compared with other Big Ten schools, and what more support, if any, do you think they need to make sure that they're on an even standing with other teams if you feel they're not right now?
Yeah, no, I think Coach Diebler's done a great job of putting together the right coaching staff, which then leads to the right roster, building and development. Look, by all accounts, I mean, we're sitting here on June 25th. We should be a lot better next year. I think the pieces that were added, the pieces that were retained with our players, that was a big part of it, is retain the right guys. Obviously, signing somebody like Anthony Thompson was a big deal. That hasn't happened around here in a while. So I think Jake's done a great job. And so if we've done a great job there, that means the resources are there to compete, at a high level. And so we believe in that. Jake has done a good job of cultivating that as well. We put more resources from the department perspective because the formula sort of changed around the rev share. There's more cash from the institution side in the rev share bucket for basketball. So nobody really knows what the numbers are. They're reported out there, and we can read social media just like all of you to say, well, this is their, you don't really know. But I do believe that we are in a competitive spot based on this, this past offseason.
Okay. The specific quote in there, and a lot of that was positive, and he was trying to be positive, but I think there was a little bit of honesty that he snuck in there. He said, and he listed all the stuff that's been great, obviously carrying off of last season's momentum with making the tournament,
right? And
talked about recruits that are coming in. But the quote that he had of, if we've done a great job there, that means the resources are there to compete. Basically saying, like, it was almost a little bit of like, job's finished.
Yeah.
Almost.
Like, I mean, to his point, if you bring in someone like Anthony Thompson and LJ Smith and you retain Junie Mobley and Amari Bynum, then obviously they are spending some sort of money, like, to act like they're not, just because they're not spending as much as like Michigan or Duke or Kansas doesn't mean that they shouldn't compete. Like, here's my thing with Ohio State basketball. It's always been, and some members of the lunatic fringe think that this is like some type of loser talk or whatever. I'm looking at you, T-Bone. Like, you have to have a fair expectation of Ohio State basketball. It is not the football program. So it makes sense that more of the resources are going to go there. Like, it just makes sense. So, like, it's like, okay, what should what should Ohio State basketball look like? Yeah, make the tournament every year, especially now with the expansion to 76 teams. There should be no excuse for Ohio State not to make the tournament every year. If they don't make the tournament, whoever the coaches should be fired every year from here on out.
Well, that's basically the pressure that Ross Bjork just applied to Jake Diebler. Yeah. That too. Like when he says, oh, well, look at everything that we've done this offseason. Clearly that means the resources are in a good spot.
Yeah.
That's basically saying to Jake Diebler, like,
it's time.
If there's any sort of drop off, that's on you.
Yeah.
So Big Mo, you let me know. Did you hear any sort of like athletic department versus the basketball program, any sort of divide?
I don't know that there's a divide, but I think this was his first major hire. And I think he feels like I've given it time and I need to say something that kind of lets people know, okay, there is an expectation. And I'm making sure the coach knows there is an expectation and we've done what we need to do while still showing support. And I think he's definitely supporting him. But I do think he drew a line in the sand and said, look, we've given you everything and you've had some time now to build this team. You need to start stepping up.
Yeah, and they are bringing in 2 very legit recruits. No question about it. But they are coming off of a round of 32 season finish. Like, that's not... We're not hanging banners over that.
They didn't even get that far. They lost in the first round.
Oh, what am I talking about? They didn't even win a game.
Yeah.
So. So here's the thing. He said, Ross.
So there you go. They're one of 64.
Right. Ross, or when it was reported last year that they were spending like middle of the road in Big Ten, maybe like 8th or 9th. But like what Ross said, what I was trying to allude to was he was like, no one really knows the rankings, NIL.
I believe that
type of stuff. But supposedly they were like around in the middle. I would be shocked when we see reported numbers for this year if they're not closer to like 5th or 6th, which if they're spending a little more money, you therefore expect a little more results on the court. And like I said, you bring back Junie and Amari Bynum would have been very coveted in the portal if they entered it.
For sure.
So when you get 2 of the top recruits and 2, I wouldn't say they would have been at the tippy top of the transfer portal, but for sure up there. If you get those 4 guys right there, you should expect more from this team than you did last year.
Don't you figure as well that he's saying this, and he would never admit this, but he's saying this because he wants other coaches and everybody else out there that he may have to end up going and trying to hire if he does get rid of Diebler to know, hey, we've committed to spending money for this program.
That's an interesting angle of it. And we'll hit a break here real quick. We have more to discuss about this, but I just find it interesting with all of this that what are the goals? Because I think Buckeye fan out there wants championships in football and basketball. And I don't think championships are the end goal for the basketball program. And so we could have a discussion on the other side. Is it even realistic to expect that? Because the football part, the championship expectations aren't out of bounds. Like they won a championship 2 years ago and they have one of the best rosters every single year. So, like, what is the ceiling that Buckeye fans should expect? Because I don't think the ceiling is championship in basketball. We'll discuss that next. 97.1 The Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America.
There's no joke there.
We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Grilling season starts now at Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Recalculating route. Estimated arrival time. Never.
For people with nasal congestion, snoring, or sleep apnea, finding a solution feels like a never-ending road trip.
First stop, my primary doctor. Then the pharmacy. Then a sleep specialist. Then an ENT.
What if there was just one destination for all your problems?
Welcome to Advent, your one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care in one location. over 95% of patients with severe nasal breathing issues report improvement. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
You have arrived at Clear Breathing.
Relax and let Kroger Delivery handle your grocery shopping this week. We start with only the freshest items. Then carefully pack your order in our refrigerated trucks. And our cool trucks keep your food fresh right to your door. Fresh groceries your way with Kroger Delivery. And right now, you can save $20 on your first delivery order. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
There's this thing repair people do nowadays.
Mappo's Plumbing. Sure, we do have a dispatch fee. It's $1 zillion.
A dispatch fee, a trip charge, going out to your house bill.
Bippity Bing Bong Electrical. Our trip charge is a nice new car.
But not Apex Pros, the pros who knows. When you call Apex for repairs on your AC, plumbing, or electric, there's no dispatch fee.
Thank you for calling Apex Pros. Why would we? Kinda silly to ask for money before we do anything, isn't it?
We give you an upfront price only after we know what's really going on. We think it's the right thing to do, instead of...
Slappy's AC, electric, plumbing, dry cleaning, haberdashery, and chiropractic. Of course we charge to come out. $1 kajillion, 3 diamond rings, and 2 exotic pets.
Apex Pros. Never a dispatch fee. Examples of competitive rates may have been slightly exaggerated.
Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Day 1, the hardest day. The day you hear,
this is a type of blood cancer.
At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1. To learn more and get help on any day, visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-0000. That's 800-791-0000.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Need a roof you can count on? Ramos Roofing has protected homes and businesses throughout Ohio for almost 20 years. Whether it's a leaky roof, storm damage, new siding, or new gutters to protect your foundation, Ramos Roofing delivers quality materials, professional installation, and honest service every time. Get your free roof or exterior assessment today and ask about Ramos Roofing's no-interest financing options. Call 614-761-7663 or visit online at ramosroofingohio.com.
I'm Jeff Hogan. I've been a journalist at 10 TV for more than 20 years. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. And that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it moves. It moves you to act, to speak up, or lend a hand. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
All your favorite fan shows are on YouTube, along with those fake YouTube ads like Chew This Gum and It Grows New Teeth. Experience the splendor of Bo sitting in his closet, Timmy Hall's gouty gold chains, and Matty Ice wearing a coat in 90-degree weather. It's all there. Head to YouTube and subscribe today.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Ohio Heating and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Live, local, and still slightly drunk.
I'm not drunk, all right? I just have a speech impediment.
This is Fan Sports Sunday.
All right, piggybacking up the last segment, Cole Bartems, Dylan Gonzalez, Big Mo. I want to make something clear about this, too. Like, Ohio State basketball, I'm not trying to be unrealistic with expectations. And we played the audio of Ross Bjork in the last segment, in case you missed it, of him addressing the state of the basketball department and NIL backing and all that jazz. And he spoke glowingly of the program. He likes that we got a jumping off point and we got some big time recruits coming in. And he dropped a line in there that sounded a little bit like, if we've done a great job, then that means that the resources there to compete. So basically, like the ends justify the means. Like, all right, well, we got these. We made the tournament last year, and we got these recruits coming in. So I don't think that winning a championship this next season is an expectation. So I'm not trying to be unrealistic here, but it also kind of sounded like just if I'm reading Ross Bjork right, you tell me if I'm out of bounds here. It didn't really sound like a national championship is the end goal really ever. And so it shouldn't be right now because they're just not that type of program. Like they've missed a tournament a few years, then they get beaten the first round. You're not following up that set of handful of years with a national championship. It's not happening. So we can kiss that goodbye right now.
So the golden era of Ohio State basketball is in the mid 40s. None of us were alive.
Holy cow, yeah.
And then they won a national championship, I believe, in
1960.
Yes.
Let's keep it in this century.
So for the times that, most of us were alive, the golden era is considered the Thad era, right?
Yeah.
So first season they didn't make the tournament. Second season they won a game in the tournament, and then that third season is the Conley Oden year.
Well, I guess that would have been just a bunch of superstar freshmen. So you know what?
Right.
You punched a few holes in my argument.
I think people always go back to that because they've seen it before, right? They're like, oh, look how good it was. I mean, they had just real quick going through that. So they did that. Then they won the NIT, which you could think about whatever about that. Then they made the tournament again, but lost in the first round. Back-to-back Sweet 16s, a Final Four, and Elite 8. 2 second-round exits, and then they missed the tournament his last 2 seasons. And that was the reason for his demise. But I feel like people want to expect that. People like me, I grew up. I make it known that I'm a proud Ohio State dropout. I was there. I was there during the 2011-2012 season and 2012-2013 season. That's when they made the Final Four and they made the Elite 8. So for me,
so we're talking Aaron Craft.
Yeah, you see, okay, Aaron Craft was someone I was gonna bring up. No disrespect to Aaron Craft whatsoever, but if Aaron Craft is on a team that wins 15 games, is he as popular as what he is? Like,
no,
you don't know a player. You don't know a player like Aaron Craft unless they're on a really good squad. And so, like, you need to bring back those type of squads so you have people invested in specific players like Aaron Craft. Aaron Craft was not the best player on any team he was on, but he was probably the most favorite player. And that's because Ohio State basketball around here had so much popularity that you're like, oh, like my favorite player was Sam Thompson. He wasn't the best player on any of those teams.
Me too.
But like you got like that's the type of that's like wow, like you have like, you know, just random person if we go down the street in Grandview that knows 4 or 5 players on the team. You don't have that right now. So I think you need to I think people want to get back to that. And my point, as you said, is a national championship an expectation? No, I don't think it should be. Thad never won a national championship, but he got close a lot. There was 4 or 5 years that you said they could do it. I don't think anyone was ever disappointed. I wouldn't say anyone, but I would say most sane fans were not disappointed when they lost to that stacked Florida team. Like, yeah, you wanted to see them win, but you weren't like, oh, man, they choked that national championship away.
Right.
I think that's what people want to see.
And even if they did choke it away, they would have been, their program would have been in position to win a championship.
Right.
I'm saying Ohio State right now is not in a position to do that, and I don't think that's Ross Bjork's end goal is to put them in a position to do that.
You don't think his goal is to at least be like Thad Mata era where you were like, oh man, if they don't at least like win a game in the tournament, I'm disappointed. I expect to see them in the Sweet 16.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Because I want to argue both sides here, because if you're Jake Diebler, you hear that and you say like, all right, the resources are there. Like that means that we're doing well. But if you're Jake Diebler, you're probably feeling like, well, football seems to have an unlimited budget, so why can't basketball? But we flip that over to Ross Bjork's side of things. It'd be like, well, football is just more important than basketball in this city.
I think they would argue that they don't have an unlimited one in football either. And you could say that that's BS if you want to. I don't know the answer to that.
Unlimited enough.
Yeah.
Within reason. Like, obviously, It's not like truly, I'm not being literal, but you know what I mean.
I think this is not the case for me, but I think if you ask common Ohio State alum or just fan that's lived here for a long time, Would you rather know for a fact that the football team's going to compete for national championships for the next 5 to 10 years, or balance it more and see if the basketball program could get on board? They would say, I would take the guarantee in football. I don't want to risk the football program going down in any way, and I don't think they want to do that either. Like we're just in an era now where you have to budget where the money's going, and football is king here, and they don't want to see the football program dip whatsoever. They're not going to make any sacrifices for the basketball program.
Exactly. So there are two revenue sports in college athletics. It's football and it's men's basketball. But just because that they're both in that category of revenue sports does not mean that they are on the same tier. And everything that you just said reminded me of something that we played a while ago, of Mark Titus describing Ohio State Buckeye fans.
They watch football all year. They don't even pay attention to the basketball program. They like parachute in around like late January, early February. They look up the rankings, and if we're not ranked in the top 10, they're just like, everything sucks, fire everybody, this is terrible.
As angsty as that is, he's not that wrong. Like, that's true.
He's not wrong, but to me, it's not that smart of a take. Like, if we were Duke or Kansas or a school like that, like, yeah, of course we'd be paying attention to basketball as soon as it tips off. We have a great distraction,
right?
In football, and I also don't think that what he's saying is true when the basketball program is good enough. Like when I was saying what the golden era of Ohio State basketball was. There was a season, I just had it pulled up, I can't find it now, but remember back when they had when they were doing the ACC Big Ten Challenge, that they played Duke here, and I'm pretty sure they had a return game at Cameron. That game was November 29th. I remember everyone being fully invested around here for when Duke came in here, and then Ohio State beat the doors off of Duke here. They beat them they blew them out. They beat them by like 20-something points, I'm pretty sure. If you have a team like that, people care. Like, I feel like this is such a simple conversation that people are making more complicated. Like, if the team is good, people are going to pay attention. If they're not, then they're not. It's just that simple. Like,
right.
Yeah, Jake Diebler, they made the tournament last year. They hadn't made it in 5 years. If you continue to build off that, the fans will come back. The Shot, I think their average attendance last year was like 12,000 people. Back when Aaron Kraft and Jared Sullinger were here, there were probably approaching close to 20 and selling out games against Duke and Michigan and those likes. If you have the talent, people will want to watch. If you don't, you don't. It's really a simple argument.
Right, but Ross Bjork can also only live in the present. Like he's not responsible for the 15-year demise or however many years it was from the Aaron Kraft to Jared Sullinger era to now.
Right.
So, like, he can't. It's not really up to him to try to like rewrite all of those wrongs and to get Ohio State back to a position that Ross Bjork himself doesn't even know because he wasn't here.
Right.
So, as much as I'm saying like Jake Diebler should hear that what Ross Bjork is saying and be upset of being like, you kind of have like a job's finished attitude about this. As much as I'm saying Jake Diebler is right to feel that way because of what Jake Diebler's job is in the athletic department, I'm not necessarily saying Ross Bjork is wrong, because I do think at this point in time, and you can talk about how at a previous point in time it wasn't this way, it was more balanced, but as currently presented, and Big Mo, tell me if I'm wrong, Ohio State fans prioritize football so much higher than basketball that it is kind of the Mark Titus situation, that in mid-January, once we're done with football, we put football in the rearview mirror. Now let's shift everything over to basketball. We have all these high expectations and haven't even been watching the first 2.5 months of the season. That's kind of the fan base telling on itself, and I don't even, no one's got to apologize for this. It's just the way it is. At this current juncture, football is that much more of a priority for the fans, so is it that wrong for Ross Bjork to treat football like that much more of a priority within the actual athletic department? I say no.
And Scotty Vegas talked about on the money was that he was looking to get season tickets this year, possibly for his family for basketball again. It's $4,000, and the pricing is not there.
That's one parlay if you play it right.
That's one parlay, but would I want to spend money on an experience in a historic stadium with a team that always wins, or spend money in an arena that is cavernous, that isn't always full, with a team that may or may not win?
Yeah.
The stadium angle is funny because I covered a lot of games this year, and I did kind of feel what everyone talks about of like the arena's too big.
Yeah.
It's like when the entire upper bowl is 10% filled, it's like this stadium does feel enormous for barely anyone. It makes it feel like no one's there.
They also scatter it, and I mean, I know there's a lot of people that have this argument. Sell the lower bowl first, and then open up the upper bowl so that it feels more full. Yeah, just tarp it off, and then if for some reason the team gets hot, you could open up the top and start selling tickets.
All right, we got another big local story that broke this week. Zach Werenski's future. What is it? Where is it? Is it here? We'll discuss next. 97.1 The Fan.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Tex. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible. But Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the Columbus community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Common Man and Timmy here for Hollywood Casino Columbus. Oh, Common Man, we got lots of exciting things this month.
That's right, like the grand opening of the new hotel so you can stay and play.
Plus, we got lots of great entertainment lined up now through October. We got the Hollywood Tribute Band concert series, from the timeless magic of the Beatles to the fire and swagger of Johnny Cash.
And don't forget about the $250,000 Sweet Spins drawings on Saturdays through June. You can win $250K cash or a two-night package at the new hotel.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron, happy Father's Day month.
You know what, Jerry? I grew up with a single mom, so it's always been important to me to be the best dad I could be.
You install air conditioners in people's homes, Aaron. That literally makes you the cool dad. Get it?
Get Eco.
Did you just call a guy with an HVAC company a cool dad? That really is a dad joke.
Get Eco.
A cool dad like you can install a new air conditioner that makes the whole family cool.
Well, a really cool dad would repair the air conditioner they have.
And leave more money for Father's Day presents.
With our AC Repair Buyback program, we'll even credit you any money you spend on the repairs against the purchase of a new system, if you change your mind and replace it.
Get Eco.
Hypothetically, Aaron, what does a guy like yourself look for in a necktie?
I don't wear ties, Jerry, and I'm certainly not your dad.
Get Eco.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and cool dad HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
Join T-Bone and Tyvis mornings on The Fan for football, food, and fun, featuring T-Bone.
Now, when you were talking about the football stuff, I was listening, but when you said Waffle House, I leaned forward in my chair.
And national champ Tyvis Powell.
I was staring myself in the mirror for a good 10 minutes today looking at it.
Where they solve all the world's complex problems.
We're not putting the toothpaste back in the toothpaste container.
Sponsored by Capital Ford of Columbus.
Football, food, and fun with T-Bone and Tyvis. Weekday mornings from 6 to 9 on The Fan.
Save big money in your next project this 4th of July when you shop at Menards. Pittsburgh's Ultra True Seal Stain and Sealant in One offers enhanced waterproofing protection in one coat, helping you finish your wood care project faster. It prevents streaks, runs, and lap marks for easy application with flawless results. Save big money on Ultra True Seal Stain, now at Menards. Plus, view our weekly flyer on Menards.com and get your staining project started today.
Save big money at Menards. Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Eric Mosley. The Cleveland Guardians were able to outlast the Seattle Mariners last night 4-3. Cooper Ingle got his first major league hit with a 2-run single in the 4th inning to score Kyle Manzardo and Khalil Watson. The series resumes today at 1:40 with Gavin Williams getting the start for Cleveland and Emerson Hancock taking the bump for the Mariners. The Reds had a dramatic 9-7 victory in Pittsburgh last night. Eugenio Suarez hit a 3-run homer with 2 outs in the top of the 9th to give Cincy the lead. They will play the series finale today with the Reds' Brady Singer taking on the Pirates' Mitch Keller at 1:35. Catch the action right here on The Fan starting at 1:05. And finally in the PGA, Victor Hovland birdied the 18th to leap Scotty Scheffler for the lead in the 3rd round of the Travelers Championship. Hovland sits atop the leaderboard at 20 under, followed by Scheffler at 19 under, along with Patrick Cantlay and Akshay Bhatia tied at 15 under. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
During weekend programming, pants are optional.
Look at my butt!
However, leather chairs may have been a bad choice. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday.
All right, I learned something new. I discovered this Twitter account called NHL Rumor Report.
Oh, yeah?
Which, I mean, there's every single sports league has all kinds of accounts that aggregate and stuff like that.
Yeah, but we got to find a good one.
Yeah, we got NBA Central.
Yes.
We have NBA Centel.
Yes, that will
which
get
is obviously
you sometimes.
great. We have MLB Trade Rumors, which is fun. And then this one, NHL Rumor Report, which I am like, it's overwhelming how much there is because the Zach Werenski stuff is turning into a wildfire.
Yes.
Where it was awesome because earlier in the week, we got so much information, and we will play that information for you because Don Waddell came on Rothman and Ice, I believe, on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. This would have been heading into the draft. And credit to Don Waddell, man. Like, this is just kind of the hockey culture. Like, those guys are just, like, as real as straight shooters.
They're not beating around the bush. They're getting straight to the point. 9 times out of 10.
Out of all the sports, hockey dudes are just the most most normal people there are.
Yeah.
And so they're not like trying to be celebrities or politicians or anything like that. And they are a little bit celebrities because they're pro athletes making millions of dollars. They are a little bit politicians because Don Waddell can't just come on the air and just air out everything. So he has to, have some sort of etiquette about how he goes. But Don Waddell came on Rothman and Ice on Thursday, and he kept it pretty real. And so Elliot Friedman, I believe, was first to make mention of the whole, like, Blue Jackets meeting with Werenski and all this stuff, and what does this future entail. So let's start here. Rothman asked Don Waddell just about, I believe this would be the first meeting, and how did that go?
Yeah, I met with them actually the day before the Norris was, had breakfast with them the day before the Norris was announced. And we did. We had a very good conversation. And since then, there's been a lot of noise around the league, of course. And, the question that, that I'm trying to get the answer to is, long term. We got 2 years left on the contract. If the mind's made up that it's time to move on, then we have to think about it from a hockey club standpoint. But, we're not at that point yet, and we'll continue to talk to them. And just, I think it's important to stay in connection not only with your players, but particularly your top player, and just make sure that the way the league is going right now and seeing some of the players that have moved around, that we feel like we have a fair chance moving forward with Zach.
All right, so there's the first point on the timeline is that Zach Werenski and the Blue Jackets had a meeting of the minds regarding the future. That was, as he said, the day before receiving the Norris Trophy. And so what about meeting number 2? Is there going to be one?
Yeah, well, that got a little bit probably blown out because I have not scheduled anything yet. I said my plan was to meet with him as a representation after the draft. So we don't have anything scheduled yet, and we'll figure that out here. The focus right now in the next few days, the calls I'm taking on other deals that we've been working on, and of course the draft. So we'll get to it, and see where everybody is. And again, it's not a decision that comes lightly from either side, and we got an obligation here to try to keep moving forward, and we'd like to move forward with Zach, and we try to make sure we're all on the same page as we try to do that.
All right, so here's what we got so far. We got one meeting down, a second meeting in discussion, trying to figure it out. So there's just so much going on, and it's also just, Dylan, it follows the typical blueprint too of an organization that has, let me count it up, I believe 6 straight years of missing the playoffs.
Yes.
You have a very, very, very good player in Zach Werenski to the tune of, I think, back-to-back 80-point seasons on the blue line, which is nuts.
Yeah, insane.
Norris Trophy, so best defenseman, he voted the best defenseman in the league.
And was a finalist last year, so.
Yes.
And now consistently on the top when it comes to defensemen in the NHL.
Yes. And so this does follow the blueprint of you're not a good enough team and you have a very good player, so trade him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna fully admit I've been wrong about this situation from Jump Street. I thought when everyone on NHL Network was like, Zach Werenski wants to leave, I thought it was them being like, oh, it's Columbus who wants to play there. He's a really good player. He wants out. So Apparently, there's some smoke to this. I'm a little more than smoke at this point. Here's the thing.
Oh,
and
you mean that you kind of disregarded it?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I did. We were talking about...
by the way, your initial instincts of just assuming that everybody else is assuming that everyone wants to leave, that's not an unfair assumption by you, because the national media does look down upon Columbus.
Yes. So I think there's a lot of parallels between the Ohio State basketball program, which you talked about in the last two segments, and the Columbus Blue Jackets. It's just a matter of winning and getting back to that late 20-teens era for the Jackets, which is probably their golden era, which included a sweep of the Lightning, which is sad to say that is like the peak moment that people always point to with this franchise, is a round one sweep of the Lightning, and then they lost in the next round. But here's the thing I'll throw Kirill Marchenko into this as well. It's not, they both have multiple years left on their deal. And I think with Zach is kind of like, it seems like to me like the LeBron approach when he used to just sign 1-year deals. It was so he could put pressure on the franchise to get better. And I think that's what these meetings are. It's like Zach's like, hey, I'm not happy with the way things are going. I want to be kept in the loop of how we're making this team better next year. I think that has a lot to do with it. And then if he's unsatisfied with those moves, then you'll see him maybe push more, like demanding a trade. But the thing is, for me, is like, with both guys, it's really going to come down to this season. They're both under contract. I don't think either one of them is going to get traded in the offseason. If they win, they make the playoffs, they make noise, maybe that changes their opinions on whether they want to stay or not. If they stink and they're disappointed in how the season went, then they have an additional year left on their deal that a team trading for them will be like, all right, they have a year left on their deal. We'll trade for them, and then we'll try to re-sign Zach or Kirill. But I think right now it's like this season is a trial where they need to do well. The team needs to do well, and those players need to be happy in order for them to want to sign extensions. I think just because both these guys came out and said what they said doesn't mean that it's a lock that they're going to get traded from the Blue Jackets.
I think I take a little bit different approach to it. I think that maybe Zach let them know at this point, just so that if there's something you can get for me now that's worth it, let's pursue it. And then if it's not there, we're going into the season, this is where I'm at. And so I think it was probably talked about a lot, and maybe even with Krill too, but more so with Zach, that, you know, if you don't think you can commit to us in the long term now, let us know now. Doesn't mean we're going to trade you right now, but if we can get something that is really worth it, then we want to go ahead and do that now. Because I also think back to when we had Panarin and Bobrovsky, and that last season that they were together, we went to the playoffs and they still wanted to leave.
Yeah.
So we got nothing. So I think that was because I think Zach has a lot of love for this city, a lot of love for this team, and he wants to do right by the team, but he's earned the right, especially now, to play for a winner. And this gives him the option, if they do trade him to somebody that's really worthwhile and we get a lot out of it, then it's a win-win. If he goes into the season and we end up making a playoff run, maybe he decides, okay, I'm going to change my terms a little bit.
All right, go for it.
Something else I wanted to bring up. They re-signed Bonus, who is not a young man.
No.
I do not see them trading Zach and Kirill in this offseason, which would essentially start a rebuild with a 70-year-old coach. It's not happening. You don't re-sign him and then immediately trade the two best players. Don wouldn't do him dirty like that.
Hockey teams go through coaches like T-shirts, dude.
I understand that.
The Blue Jackets being one of them.
But I think Coach Bonus is another reason why I think, like, okay, this year is the year where we need to see stuff happen, and then next offseason might see the one where the sky potentially might start falling.
All right, I'm going to respond to Eric, and Dom Waddell is going to respond to Dylan. We're going to do that on the other side. 97.1 The Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores.
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman, and for the longest time, I figured the less I did, the less I'd hurt. Well, I figured wrong. Something always happens, and when it does, I've always gone to Orthopedic One, Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice. They rank #1 in Ohio and top 5 in the nation for orthopedics. So whether you're struggling with ongoing pain or facing a sudden orthopedic injury, you can always schedule an appointment directly with their physicians. No referral required. Start with the specialists. Start at orthopedic1.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and summer's here, and it's time to upgrade your ride at Germain Toyota. Whether you're heading to the lake, the ballpark, or your next family road trip, the all-new 2026 Toyota Tundra is built for every adventure. Right now, get 0% APR financing for up to 60 months on the 2026 Tundra with vehicles sold at MSRP. That's legendary Toyota quality, power, and capability with an incredible summer offer. Visit Germain Toyota at the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road or online at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota, your summer starts here. See dealer for details.
There's this thing repair people do nowadays.
Mapos Plumbing. Sure, we do have a dispatch fee. It's $1 zillion.
A dispatch fee, a trip charge, going out to your house bill.
Bippity Bing Bong Electrical. Our trip charge is a nice new car.
But not Apex Pros, the pros who knows. When you call Apex for repairs on your AC, plumbing, or electric, there's no dispatch fee.
Thank you for calling Apex Pros. Why would we? Kinda silly to ask for money before we do anything, isn't it?
We give you an upfront price only after we know what's really going on. We think it's the right thing to do, instead of...
Slappy's AC, electric, plumbing, dry cleaning, haberdashery, and chiropractic. Of course we charge to come out. $1 kajillion, 3 diamond rings, and 2 exotic pets.
Apex Pros. Never a dispatch fee. Examples of competitive rates may have been slightly exaggerated.
Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Common Man and Timmy has been voted the dumbest show in America.
What size pant are you in?
That's a Puma pants, and you know that it's wrong.
It's a 38.
Here's a comment from a real listener. I just started listening to the stupid show. It's minimal sports discussion with large amounts of absolute nonsense.
Why don't you just put on a sundress and sashay around the town square?
Common Man and Timmy reaching new heights of stupid. Weekdays from 3 to 6 on The Fan, Ohio's nonsense destination.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Not everybody's cut out for this kind of work. At Newman Roofing, we look for people who care about the details. The kind of people who show up early, work hard, and take real pride in what they build. Because to us, your home isn't just another job site or paycheck, it's your peace of mind. That's why our crews aren't just trained, they're invested. In their craftsmanship, in their communication, in their customers. At Newman Roofing, we don't believe in cutting corners to save a buck. We believe in doing the work the right way. With quality materials, experienced professionals, and a level of care you can actually feel. It's the reason so many of our customers come back to us time and time again. And they recommend us to the people they love the most. Roofing, siding, gutters, whatever your home needs, trust the company built on family values and hard work. Newman Roofing. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Beat the heat this 4th of July with Medea air conditioners at Menards. Stop in and check out our excellent selection of Medea air conditioners. They're designed for efficiency, reliable performance, and they keep your home at the perfect temperature all season long. Smart features make control simple so you can relax and enjoy. Take control of your comfort with a Medea air conditioner from Menards. Plus, check out our flyer on menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
T-Bone and Tybus is sponsored by Capital Ford of Columbus.
I didn't grow up a Cavs fan. I didn't go Gun Arena back in the day.
Gonorrhea. That's like a STD.
Gun Arena.
Mornings on The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey, happy Sunday. We saw a little bit of rain this morning, but it's cleared out for your lunchtime hours, leaving some partly cloudy skies behind. Keep an eye out between 2 and 6 p.m. today. We could see some lingering showers pop back up into your forecast, but once that rain clears out, get ready for some heat. Tomorrow kicks off a major heat wave with a high near 92 degrees. Stay cool out there. I'm your 10 Weather Impact meteorologist, Lily Aldrich, with 97.1 The Fan.
The radio couldn't contain us, so we've taken over YouTube. Catch Morning Juice weekday mornings at 6 by searching 971 The Fan. Do it. Sports talk, weekend style. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday.
Alrighty, we appreciate you. Hey, we got you till 1:05. Are we gonna have a weird 5-minute segment at the to end the show? Yeah. By the way, YouTube commenters are saying that Big Mo's vocal doppelganger is Theo Vaughn, and now I hear it. I wouldn't have come up with that myself.
That has never been a comparison I've heard, and now it's in my head.
Yeah, if I close my eyes and listen to you talk, I hear Theo.
I've got to have a little bit more country twang. To it.
That's Theo Vaughn, dude.
Yeah,
that's Theo Vaughn. All right, so who is it? Get Pumped 87. Whoever you might be.
Yes.
You got a great ear.
You just did it.
Also, earlier in the show, I just saw this right now. Bucknut1919 said piss poor parenting when we were talking about how we parent our kids and their tablets. Okay. That's fine. Thank you. Thanks for
I thought your initial rule was good, and then when you got a little bit lenient with it, you kind of lost your way. Your first rule of only in car rides of a certain duration, because the are we there yet in the back seat? Come on.
I accept the criticism. It's fine. I know I'm not a perfect parent, but I've learned the older I get as a parent is like, not my circus, not my monkeys. Like how you handle your kids is how you handle your kids. I'm gonna handle my kid over here the way I want to handle my kid, and if you want to judge me, that's your problem. I give no Fs.
Hey man, good for you. Good for you. All right, I'm going to respond to what Eric said previously because I am somebody who I don't really take well to trade requests. I think like if you're under contract on a certain team, like that's on you for signing a contract, especially if you signed a second contract with somebody. Like it's one thing if you got drafted to a team, like that was kind of out of your control. But if you willingly accepted an extension with somebody just to request a trade prior to the end of your contract, I'm like, dude, that's on you for signing that contract. So,
well, I think Eric's point was, and he brought up Panarin and Bob, it's like they lost them for nothing.
Right.
And he thinks that if I was listening to what he was saying, was that Zach is not trying to do the franchise a disservice. This is like him trying to be the good guy while simultaneously asking out. This is how he's trying to stay in the good graces, is like, hey, I'm not just going to leave in free agency. There's a good chance that I'm going to want to leave, so you might as well try to get something for me. And if you want to trade me with 2 years left so you get a little more value, then so be it. That's on you.
I think everybody that signs those contracts goes in with the best intentions, but they also see the lay of the land. And if you're any kind of Blue Jackets fan and you're into following everything, you see that even with the best of intentions, this team has not spent money. They have not. The management has not always been, right there. I think that, what we're doing now with Waddell, I think he's got a good hold on everything. But I don't know if the ownership has the big picture of, people keep coming to the games. They're still making money.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I worked there. I worked every home game for the past 4 seasons, and that I'm always impressed with.
You work at the 4 seasons?
Yeah, the 4 seasons. I'm always impressed with the attendance versus the results on the ice. It's the Blue Jackets fans very loyal. This year was honestly the first year that when they were when they were playing really bad at the end of the year and choking away a playoff spot, that was like the first time that I really saw the attendance dip, at least from my perspective. I don't know what the actual statistics are, but that place seems like it's been packed almost every home game I've worked, and the team has not been good since 2020.
Well, you guys didn't let me finish my sentence. I was going to get to the part where I was going to defend Zach Werenski. I think that trade requests are bad. I do think it is kind of a favor to the organization, though. And I defended Kyrie Irving for this back when he
Which
told,
time?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of it because these dudes in the NBA just like switch teams every single year at this point. I can't even figure it out. But I think if you go to your organization and you inform them in advance, and by the way, I don't know if we necessarily know that Zach's the one who called the meetings. We don't necessarily know that.
I think
it's the assumption.
Why would the Blue Jackets be like, hey, do you want to get traded? Just out of the blue.
Okay, well, now I got to answer that. Because he has a full no trade clause, and they might be looking like, dude. Because here's the deal.
I don't think they're looking to move him. I think if it was up to him, they would be like, let's talk contract extension next year, not get rid of you.
Probably. And so, by the way, here's the update. I'm glad that you brought that up as well. So here's the situation. 2 years left on Zach Werenski's contract, 6-year deal. They missed the playoffs each of the first 4 years, just for the record.
Right.
6-year deal. He's got 2 more years left. Currently a full no trade. Next year, he gets 10 teams that he gets to get a no trade clause against. And so that means that leaves what? So you got 10 teams that he gets to say, I'm not going there. He's got one team you can't get traded to, which is the Blue Jackets, because you can't get traded to yourself. So that leaves 21 teams that the organization has control as to where you go. So I believe that kicks in on July 1st of next year.
Yeah, that's a key date in all this to me. I think Zach's still going to be on the roster at that point.
And so it was brought up because I made the NBA analogy and how the NBA, like, trade requests are just the norm, and they have a bunch of spineless general managers and governors and all that stuff, and they're just weird. And so specifically, Pierre LeBrun did ask Don Waddell in a press conference at what they're calling the Board of Governors meeting in NYC. And he was asked specifically about this sort of trade request culture. And now it's kind of invading hockey a little bit because we just saw Brady Tkachuk, who is one of the ugliest human beings ever. We just saw him get traded from Ottawa down to Florida.
To be with his brother.
Exactly. So he's with his brother. He's on a better team. And so obviously it's just a much better career situation for him. So we saw that. Dylan Larkin, who's in Detroit, has a full no trade, but he just put in a trade request.
Yeah.
And so he has submitted a list of 3 teams. The Florida Panthers, the Minnesota Wild, and Vegas is the 3 teams he wants to go to. I doubt he's able to do that in terms of Florida. And so they're trying to figure out the future with him. But this is kind of now the culture of the NBA of trade request, and not just requesting trades, but also like, hey, I want to get traded. My name is Damian Lillard. I want to get traded, and I want to go to the Miami Heat, so figure it out.
Yeah.
Didn't even happen because he got traded to Milwaukee.
Right.
But just this idea of like the players dictating where they end up while under contract. And so Don Waddell was asked about that. And he said, I think it's the model of what the NBA has done over the years, where players ask to get traded to particular places and somehow they always make it happen. I will say for myself, if we're in that position, just because somebody asks for a trade, you don't always have to make it. I think Blue Jackets fans will like hearing that.
I think this is like an old guard kind of versus new guard type of thing, because I think the NBA players doing that, I don't see there being anything wrong with it, because what they're essentially telling their franchises is, in a year or 2, I'm going to this place anyway. So you can either A, trade me there now and get some pieces back for me, or B, get nothing for me in 12 or 18 months. Those are and you could say that they shouldn't do that because they're under contract, but that's just the reality of what's happening. And they're saying, I want to go to this place. I'm going to get there eventually. You decide whether you get something for me or not.
Okay. I think that makes sense if you're not on a good team already, like the Blue Jackets. But I think if you're somebody who's requesting, it all depends on the situation. And I guess I can't even come up with a great example. Maybe we can discuss this in the next segment. Giannis, you tell me, where were the Bucks this year? Were they in the play-in?
No, I think they completely missed everything.
Okay, well, that's even worse.
But part of it was because of his health.
Right. Because
a lot of it was because of his health.
Okay, so how many do you know off the top of your head about how many games he missed this year?
He missed a lot.
Okay. Well, point being, it's one thing to be a good team, and then that's where you're like, you know, what leg do you have to stand on with the trade request? It's like, dude, we're not going to make ourselves a terrible team.
He played 36 games, so he missed more games than he played.
He missed over half the season. So in that situation, like with the Milwaukee Bucks, and again, we'll talk about that deal that got made in the next segment, but if you're a bad team, I think that is kind of doing the organization a favor. And so we don't know for sure if Zach called the meeting, but there's fair enough reason to believe that's possible.
Right.
So we'll discuss a couple of the big stories of the week. We've been doing a lot of local stuff, but there were a couple of big national stories that we'll bring to the table and talk about that next. 97.1 The Fan.
Now at Kroger, your points add up to more ways to save every trip. Use them your way to take dollars off groceries at checkout or save at the pump. You can even save up to $35 on your next fill up. Same points, more choices. And with low prices on fresh, quality food, plus digital and personalized offers tailored to how you shop, your dollar goes further. Redeem your points online or in the app. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site or store for details.
Need a roof you can count on? Ramos Roofing has protected homes and businesses throughout Ohio for almost 20 years. Whether it's a leaky roof, storm damage, new siding, or new gutters to protect your foundation, Ramos Roofing delivers quality materials, professional installation, and honest service every time. Get your free roof or exterior assessment today and ask about Ramos Roofing's no-interest financing options. Call 614-761-7663 or visit online at ramosroofingohio.com.
Spring cleaning is when homes get a new twinkle in their eye,
a new spring in their step,
a new color in their cheeks.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK. We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
When that shiny truck from 1-800-GOT-JUNK arrives at your house,
it's a sign of a new beginning,
a clean start,
a breath of fresh air.
When your home feels clean and happy,
the people inside feel clean and happy too.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit us at 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
Common Man and Timmy here for Hollywood Casino Columbus. Oh, Common Man, we got lots of exciting things this month.
That's right, like the grand opening of the new hotel so you can stay and play.
Plus, we got lots of great entertainment lined up now through October. We got the Hollywood Tribute Band concert series from the timeless magic of the Beatles to the fire and swagger of Johnny Cash.
And don't forget about the $250,000 Sweet Spins drawings on Saturdays through June. You can win $250K cash or a 2-night package at the new hotel.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Common Man, a radio veteran, has a large hemorrhoid. Timmy Hall, a good, clean boy, moonlights as man's hemorrhoid. Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays at 3.
The Fan. Your go-to destination for Buckeye football talk all year round. This is Fan Sports Sunday.
I checked the group chat in the commercial break, and one of my friends sent a selfie that he took with somebody walking in the background. And he says, just saw Jackson Smith and Jigba in Paris. All right.
It's random.
If you are in France and you run into JSN, and my buddy went to Ohio State. Well, first of all, you're both American. You're both, I mean, JSN's from Texas.
Right.
But, like, we can say from Ohio.
Right. He lived here.
Yeah. So you should be able to say something, right?
I think I would have done the most typical corny thing and yelled out an OH.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, that's what your friend should have did.
And hopefully had more than just him going IO. That would have been perfect.
Right? I mean, it seems like I've never done it before, but for everybody else, it seems like you could yell out OH in any crowded area anywhere, and you're likely going to get at least one IO back. But I think you would get one back from JSN.
Flight attendants love that one. When they're going through all the announcements and they're doing the sign language and teaching you how to, put the thing over your face in case of an emergency and blah, blah, blah. And at the end, OH. They love that one. I'm not very big on I say this like I'm approaching celebrities all the time. I'm not very big on approaching celebrities. Like if I had a celebrity encounter, and I guess to some degree that we have celebrity encounters just because of who we work with. We work with former NFL players, so that kind of counts a little bit. But, I don't want to be somebody who at this point in my life is like not like act normal, dude.
It depends who it is for me.
But if you're in France and you have the American bond with an American celebrity,
yes,
definitely. We both went to Ohio State bond. I feel like you can say something to JSN.
Right. Yeah.
Okay,
no.
So are you like a teenage girl freak out mode or like?
No, like for example, when I was in Chicago, not this past weekend, but I think the first time I went, I was in the Ralph Lauren store and saw Ralph Lauren. And
you said where?
At the Ralph Lauren store. He was just at the store scoping it out, and I saw the Ralph Lauren.
In which city did you say?
In Chicago.
Okay.
And there were people running up to him and taking pictures, and it's like, yeah, it's cool. I don't think. Now, if it was someone like I'm a big Taylor Swift fan. If I saw Taylor Swift in the wild, your boy's talking to her.
Oh, yeah. You're not going to see her because she's going to be surrounded by bodyguards upon bodyguards upon bodyguards.
Well, I don't know, when she was at the Cavs game, for example, there's plenty of examples of her taking pictures with people as she was walking through, the main concourse. There were people around her, but they weren't, shooing them off. There were people able to, take selfies with her and stuff. I'd be doing that.
All right.
If it was someone at that level. But she's arguably the most famous person in the world. So, if I feel if I randomly saw her at the Cavs game, if I happened to be at, I think that was game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals, I would be trying to get a picture and saying something.
No, I'm talking about you're at a restaurant, everybody. That's different because you're talking about being in a line of fans. I'm talking about you're in a restaurant,
truly in the wild. They're just living their life.
There's a couple at the table next to you on a date, and you look over and you recognize somebody, and I'm not going hey, so and so. I just wanted to say I saw you. I'm a fan. I wanted to say hi. That's all. I'm not even big on that. I'd be like, that doesn't mean anything to them.
Well, okay,
but if it's JSN walking in Paris, my buddy didn't send me a picture where JSN is posing in front of posing in front of a bunch of people who are taking selfies and signing autographs.
He's just trying to live his life.
Just a
albeit
very
in Paris.
Yes, albeit in Paris. But that's a very just natural human environment. No one's acting weird. No one's treating anybody like a celebrity.
Right.
So in what scenario would you be willing to break that ice of being hey man, I know that everyone's just kind of going about their business, but I'm going to stop you to say something.
Yeah. I mean, this is not meant to be a flex, but yesterday when I was at
let me get my gong ready.
Yesterday when I was at TJ Maxx trying to get a gift for Gianna, someone recognized me and they just came up to me really quick. They gave me a fist bump and they said, "Hey, I really love you on the show." And I said, "Thanks." And I appreciate when people do that. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm a human being. It made me feel good.
And then as they walked off, he goes, "Did you want an autograph?"
Yeah, exactly.
And he said to whatever
said, Eric Reeser, I'm a big fan.
Whatever guy in
that's not me.
The YouTube chat said something about piss poor parenting. Part of the reason why he recognized me was because I was with my kid, and that made me feel good.
You made the connection.
He was like, "I hear you always talking about your daughter," and I knew that had to have been you. And I was like, okay, that made me really feel good about a radio personality, even though I'm not that good at that. And I hope that I'm a better father than I am a radio person. And he recognized me for both.
Nice.
So I'm sure that actual celebrities, national,
like yourself,
no, not like myself. That makes some of them feel good, and I bet some of them are annoyed.
It looked like JSN was walking with a lady. Does that I said to my friend, I said, "Did you say anything?" He goes, "Nope, froze like a little bitch."
Yeah, I just would have threw out. I think in that situation, I just would have thrown out the OH. I would have probably left
That's the safe one, especially in that situation. And by the way, I would have too. I don't know what I would have said to him if I was like, "Oh my goodness, that's JSN right there." What am I going to say? Be like, "Hey, JSN." He'll be like, "Who are you?"
Be like, "How's your defensive player of the year trophy that the NFL accidentally sent you?"
Yeah, exactly.
Player of the year.
And the play, because I don't even want to stop him for a picture, because that's and maybe it's part of what I do for a living. But at this point in time, I do kind of think the story is better than the picture. Yeah. Because the picture, you're kind of stopping him. And, it's some cheesy photo of a selfie with you and him. But I think that there is something cool about, hey, I don't have a picture, but I do have this story. Let me tell you the story about this celebrity that I talked to.
You see, but I just think that's the modern society aspect of this is picture it didn't happen.
Yeah.
20 years ago, 30 years ago, you could be like, "I saw so-and-so at this place," and someone just had to take your word for it. You could be completely full of crap.
Right.
Now someone immediately is going to say, "Where's the picture?"
I feel if my buddy, I'm telling you, JSN is not even looking in this photo, and it's my buddy taking a selfie, and he's only sending it to us.
Yeah.
If he posted that,
but he'd
be like, "Hey, I ran into JSN," I'd be like,
Oh, he's getting called out.
I'm like, Jay, but what are you posting that for? Jay, you're not friends with him.
But what if
I do think it's cool if you're friends with cool people.
Yeah.
But if you just have a celebrity encounter and you're posting that, I'm kind of like, that's not much of a flex, dude. You're just right place, right time.
Like someone in the YouTube chat just said that they saw Maurice Clarett at Walmart in the magazine section and he didn't bother him.
So hasn't about 100 other people.
Like I see, I don't know this for a fact, but I think me and Greg Oden live in the same neighborhood because I often see him in Target and he's hard to miss.
You and Greg Oden live in the same neighborhood?
I guess. I see him in this Target all the time.
I think I'm in the same apartment complex.
No. I see him in Target. That's literally a half mile from my house on the regular. Not on the regular, but I've probably seen him there like 3 or 4 times.
I almost said which Target it was.
Nah.
I shop at that Target. Why?
It's a Target on Sawmill. There's a bajillion of them. Figure out which one it is.
Yeah.
Sawmill's a long road.
I will say that I did cover Ohio State football for years at the stadium, so you ran into a lot of people, and you have to keep a decorum when you're working it.
Oh, no doubt.
But 2 years ago, I was down the sideline pregame doing my thing, and Danny Rojas from, do you guys watch Ted Lasso?
Yeah.
One of my favorite shows. He was there. They were featuring him on Fox, and it was the one time that I was like, okay, I have to get a picture with him, just because I knew what's the chances. I was around some of my biggest sports heroes at Ohio State games, but would never have ever thought of stopping them, because you don't do that when you work in media. But that was the one time I'm like, I've got to.
I chuckled because NH8916 in the YouTube chat said, I saw T-Bone at Walmart a couple weeks ago. He is a big boy. I got to be honest, and I've told Bone this before. The first time that I saw him when I first started working here, I was like, man, what a physical specimen.
What a physical specimen. That's what his doctor says, because you know that he passes all the tests with flying colors.
Yeah.
He's told those stories on the radio many times. He's a medical miracle. Is that what they call it?
I think it's not a miracle, anomaly.
A medical anomaly. Well, that too.
Yeah.
Either way.
I'm going to ask him about that tomorrow.
About what?
I'm going to ask him what his doctors say about him.
All right. I'm going to pose, you know what? Let me give you guys time to think about this, because I was supposed to do this way earlier in the show and honestly just completely forgot. The question of the day. So I'll give you guys time in the commercial break so that way we can come up with some ideas out of the break. I got a text from my cousin yesterday, completely out of the blue, asking, who are the most famous college football coaches right now? So here's my question for you, okay? Not all at once, but like separately. Every college football coach walks into a grocery store in South Dakota, middle of nowhere. Just not where they coach, but all of the Power 4 coaches go to a grocery store, again, separate grocery stores, not at the same time, in South Dakota. Which coaches get recognized the most?
Okay.
I'm curious to hear your top 5 on this. One of them is easy. The rest are kind of hard. We'll talk about it next. 97.1 The Fan.
All the 10 TV people come over to our side of the building to take a deuce. That should tell you something about how we operate. The Fan.
Welcome back to Yeah, That's a Pepper Thing. First up, we've got Harrison wrapping his Dr. Pepper in a tiny quilt so it feels at home. Oh, how tender. That's a Pepper Thing. And over to Becca, who's whispering affirmations to her can.
You're sweet. You're unique. You're the best thing I ever poured over ice.
She swears it makes it taste better. It's not a science thing, but it's a Pepper Thing. Why do they all do it? All for that sweet, delicious, truly one-of-a-kind taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a Pepper Thing.
Rosati Windows, the best buying experience in the business.
People talk about my strong work ethic, and I believe that came from my grandfather. When I was 7 years old, I used to stand on a Pepsi cart and run in the cash register in Grandpa's grocery store. I saw that my grandfather lived every day believing that customers were number one. They had to be satisfied, or he wasn't. And that's how I've always lived my life. I don't know any other way to run my business.
Call Rosati Windows today, 777-4806.
I'm Yolanda Harris. I'm a journalist at 10 TV News. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. And that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it moves. It moves you to act, to verify, to volunteer. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
What can ADP do for small business? We help answer the business questions, like how do you track employee time? How do you do payroll taxes? Or what does compliance even mean? So small businesses can focus on bigger questions. Now florists can ask, can we invent another holiday to sell bouquets? Pizza shops can ask, how do we stuff a calzone into a pizza crust? And pool cleaners can ask, what is that thing in the filter? These are the questions you can focus on when ADP takes care of the business of your small business. ADP for small business.
Grilling season starts now at Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
Welcome back to That Lux Life. It's your boy, Will Winmore. Today's guest, the Millionaire Ball from the new Ohio Lottery Daily Draw Game, Millionaire for Life. Hey-o! So if a player matches 5 numbers and the Millionaire Ball number, they win $1 million a year for life. Hey-o! Or $100,000 a year for life if they match just 5. Hey-o! Millionaire for Life is the game. Millionaire Ball is his name. Play Ohio's newest daily draw game for your chance to win for life. Players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Hello, I'm Shep.
And I'm Mark.
We're the friendly board-certified entomologists from Rose Pest Solutions.
Let's tackle some spider myths.
I've got one. Spiders will sneak up and bite you at night.
That's a myth. Spiders are not interested in having you as a midnight snack. Okay, I've got one. You swallow spiders while you're sleeping.
Myth. What spider would enter the snore hole of death? But here's a fact. Spiders can be hard to control.
So call the pros from Rose.
Call Rose Pest Solutions today.
800-966-ROSE.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Tex. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible, but Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the Columbus community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Save big money this 4th of July at Menards. Whether you're shopping for edgers, pavers, or retaining walls, Menards has the largest in-stock selection of concrete landscape block ready to take home today. Plus, we make it easy to design and estimate your project with our free and easy-to-use landscaping design program in store or on Menards.com. Save big on landscape block at Menards. Also, check out our weekly flyer in store or online for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Ohio Heating and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
It's sports conversation, but with a drink and umbrella as a garnish. This is Fan Sports Sunday.
All right, we're trying to tackle the big question of the day. That question is, if all of the P4 college football coaches walked into a grocery store in South Dakota, which coaches would get recognized the fastest? I was asked this question, well, not this exact question, but I just came up with a random context for it. You know, just like somewhere middle of nowhere, somewhere where it's not necessarily local to them. So which college football coaches are the most recognizable? I was asked this question in a group chat, and my brother came up with the answer that I would have completely overlooked because honestly, I forgot this guy existed, and thank God I did because I was tired of him when he was a big thing. I think number one has to be Deion Sanders.
I wasn't even thinking that way.
See, I wasn't either.
And you're probably right, or your brother is probably
I
right.
think it could be him or Bill Belichick.
I forgot
yeah.
Bill Belichick was a
Good
college
thinking. football
coach.
Because it's funny. To me, the answer would be Nick Saban, but he's not currently coaching.
No, we're not current.
Because he's still on like all the Aflac commercials and College Game Day and all that. But if we're talking like they got to have the headset on right now.
Yeah.
Those are two good ones that I wasn't even thinking about. That Coach Prime and Bill Belichick. Those are probably.
I didn't think about Belichick for a second, but you're right.
Because I was thinking.
All right, well, is it still Dion 1? Because Dion 1, it's gonna be like, why is this?
Yeah, he's got the caveat of his playing career as well, which is a part of it. But he's also the one that has like the most sound bites.
He's also going to be walking.
Who you're seeing on commercials the most.
He's also going to be walking through the grocery store at 9 p.m. with sunglasses on.
Yes. If he decides to wear flip flops, he only has 7 or 8 toes or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's like this dude with the limp, who's got sunglasses on at 10 p.m. Who is that?
Because
that's Deion Sanders.
Because you threw out the South Dakota thing for a reason. I think if we're in the southeastern portion of the country, it's Kirby Smart. I think if you're anywhere in the Midwest, it's Ryan Day.
I'm trying to strip away geography.
Right. And Kurt Cignetti, I don't think has been around long enough.
I think he's in the top 5.
I think he is, but I don't think he's been around long enough to be considered for number 1.
Okay, first of all, do we agree Dion 1, Belichick 2, or do you want to flip the order?
I mean, I think
we're there now.
Yeah, those are.
Okay.
I'd go with that.
Didn't even think of Bill Belichick.
Yeah, I don't think of either of those dudes.
Number 3. Here are contenders. Lane Kiffin's an option.
Yes, for sure. Especially with the offseason he had, or not offseason, during the season coaching change that he was everywhere.
I think Dabo Swinney's an option.
Yeah, he's still up there.
However, he may need the caveat of he needs to speak to somebody. So
That's what I would say. I don't think you look at him and you're really sure.
Yes, I think that, again, and these are people, if you put the college football coaches in just like in a button-up shirt and jeans and they're going to the grocery store in South Dakota, who's getting recognized? I think that if Dabo starts talking to you, you can make the connection really quickly.
Yeah. I think Marcus Freeman should be up there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Well, actually, no, you tell me why. You brought it up.
He's the coach of Notre Dame. He's a handsome guy.
Yep.
I'm secure enough to admit that. And I think him being an African-American coach does have something to do with him being recognized. I mean, that's what stands him out from the other top coaches in the game currently. But him and Prime is pretty much it.
You know what also makes Marcus Freeman stand out? He looks like a player.
Yeah.
His pecs are popping out of his shirt. And he's still built like a linebacker a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
And so you look at him and go, that dude looked like he could have played some ball back in the day. And so you immediately make the connection attached to sports because Marcus Freeman still looks like an athlete.
Yeah, I could get behind that.
I would possibly put one ahead of him, and that would be James Franklin. I think James Franklin is very recognizable.
They're going to think he's Keegan-Michael Key, though.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But that's why he's recognizable.
Key and Peele kit. Yeah.
You know, and the drama of Penn State. Now, again, to me, it could be flip-flop because the notoriety of Notre Dame does bring a lot with it. But I feel like people know who James Franklin is. They know he's a football coach.
I wouldn't have considered him. I feel like James Franklin could really blend in, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I do think the Key and Peele stuff helps. That's what makes him more mainstream than some of the
other
other
talking
guys.
about just getting recognized, he's going to get recognized either as a football coach or Keegan-Michael Key.
Like Prime and Belichick don't deserve to be in this conversation based off of the results on the field.
No.
But there's more to it than just that. And I think James Franklin, to Eric's point, he's in that vein.
I'm putting Kurt Cignetti up. Okay, so we got Marcus. Are we for sure putting Marcus Freeman 3?
I'm comfortable with that.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Marcus Freeman 3.
You think Marcus more than Lane? That's what I would want it to be.
See, I think Lane is a guy that if I didn't know, who he was, I would think he just blends in.
I think the fact that he's also has had many stops in his career helps him in this argument when it comes to people recognizing him.
He's also like very loud on social media.
Yes.
He plays the game, and so he's built up.
Always in the news cycle.
Do they have social media in the Dakotas?
I hope so.
Yeah, they're snapping pics of Mount Rushmore, and then that's about it.
I'm locking in Marcus Freeman third again because he looks like he looks like a dude who used to play because he's built like it and he still works out like crazy. So
I'm okay with that.
We got Lane, Dabo, and Kurt Signetti fighting for the final 2 spots.
I like Lane a lot, and for this argument.
Okay, we'll put Lane 4. Our Ohio State fans going to be offended that we're not putting Ryan Day in the top 5 of most recognizable.
I mean,
we obviously recognize him here,
right?
But I mean, if you drop him into the middle of nowhere, are people making the no? I mean, he just won a national championship a couple of years ago, so like, yeah, I'm saying that Ryan Day would be in the top 10, but I think he's 6 through 10.
Is his beard going to have no gray in it, and does he have the nipple ring on?
That's crazy.
I mean, are they walking through naked? What is this?
The meerkat that was hiding under his shirt at the Texas game. That one.
I think that would help his case.
All right. Lane 4, fine by me. Kurt Signetti, and this also, speaking of accents, because like you said, Dabo has the advantage if he starts speaking. I also think Kurt Signetti has the accent advantage if he starts speaking too, with the Pittsburghese.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't think he has the longevity to be recognized by like a common person in a random place.
But we're striking while the iron's hot.
Yeah.
People in South Dakota may have forgotten what Dabo looks like.
And he is on the new college football EA commercial.
That's true, and he's on the cover as well.
He is front and center on the cover of the video game.
I think you guys convinced me.
There we go.
Yeah.
The top 5 most recognizable head coaches in South Dakota, as told by 3 Ohioans. Number 1, Deion Sanders. I think that's very hard to usurp. Number 2, Bill Belichick. I wouldn't have considered him because I forget that he's a college football coach, but you're absolutely right about that. Number 3, Marcus Freeman. Still looks like a football player. That helps. Number 4, Lane Kiffin. Built up a gigantic personality for himself. Always caught up in some controversy or another, and he will address those controversies on social media. So he's built up a following. And number 5, Kurt Signetti.
I'm fine with that list, but Skis on YouTube said Ed Orgeron. That's because of the way he talks.
Okay.
If he was a head coach, maybe.
He was. I'm going active head coaches in college football.
He's I'm pretty sure he's on
he's
Lane
on the
Kiffin's
LSU
staff. Yeah.
He put something out on Threads the other day. Well, he didn't put it out. Somebody else put it out. That he walked into his first meeting and said, I couldn't figure out where I was at. These guys look so out of shape. And they showed a picture of him now. Like, he is bigger than, I mean, he's gained at least 200 pounds.
Oh, man.
Coach O?
He's huge. He is huge. And, if I heard him saying that to me as a player, I'd be going back to Lane going, could you check this guy?
Yeah. Oh, no. Is Coach O severely overweight?
Severely.
That's not
severely.
good.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't been taking his long walks on the pier, I guess. All right.
That's what happens when you get that buyout money. You get fat off of it.
We got a quick break, and then we're back with the best 5 minutes to close out the show that you wouldn't even be able to believe. What are we going to talk about? I don't know. I'll decide in the commercial break. Stick around. 97.1 The Fan.
If you've recently seen a photo of an older Baker Mayfield fresh off a bender, it's just Bo Bishop. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
I'm Brian Albizu, traffic anchor for 10 TV News this morning. Columbus is quickly becoming my home, and this community has welcomed me with open arms. My mission is simple, to help you get to where you're going quickly and safely. Whether it's helping you beat the slowdown on 270 or giving you detours around major construction. We've got you covered, because when your morning's on the move, so are we. Make the move to 10 TV News this morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-0000. That's 800-791-0000.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Hey, Aaron, happy Father's Day month.
You know what, Jerry? I grew up with a single mom, so it's always been important to me to be the best dad I could be.
You install air conditioners in people's homes, Aaron. That literally makes you the cool dad. Get it?
Get Eco.
ECO. Did you just call a guy with an HVAC company a cool dad? That really is a dad joke.
Get Eco.
ECO.
A cool dad like you can install a new air conditioner that makes the whole family cool.
Well, a really cool dad would repair the air conditioner they have.
And leave more money for Father's Day presents.
With our AC Repair Buyback program, we'll even credit you any money you spend on the repairs against the purchase of a new system, if you change your mind and replace it.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Hypothetically, Aaron, what does a guy like yourself look for in a necktie?
I don't wear ties, Jerry, and I'm certainly not your dad.
Get Eco.
ECO. Eco plumbers, electricians, and cool dad HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
Scotty Vegas here, and my wife caught me in the garage just staring at my beautiful new Bronco from Krieger Ford. I mean, I'm in love. The buying process at Krieger Ford was amazing. Quick, no pressure, fun, in and out so fast I couldn't believe it. I was prepared to spend all day looking at cars. Instead, I got my shiny new red Bronco out of the showroom in no time. If you're looking for a new car for the summer, visit Krieger Ford on Morse Road. Krieger Ford is my winning bet. Visit KriegerFord.com today.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Eric Mosley. The Cleveland Guardians were able to outlast the Seattle Mariners last night 4-3. Cooper Ingle got his first major league hit with a 2-run single in the fourth inning to score Kyle Manzardo and Khalil Watson. The series resumes today at 1:40 with Gavin Williams getting the start for Cleveland and Emerson Hancock taking the bump for the Mariners. The Reds had a dramatic 9-7 victory in Pittsburgh last night. Eugenio Suarez hit a 3-run homer with 2 outs in the top of the ninth to give Cincy the lead. They will play the series finale today with the Reds' Brady Singer taking on the Pirates' Mitch Keller at 1:35. Catch the action right here on the Fan starting at 1:05. And finally in the PGA, Victor Hovland birdied the 18th to leap Scotty Scheffler for the lead in the third round of the Travelers Championship. Hovland sits atop the leaderboard at 20 under, followed by Scheffler at 19 under, along with Patrick Cantlay and Akshay Bhatia tied at 15 under. Breaking sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Are you still in your pajamas? We are. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday.
All right, we got you for just a few more minutes. I believe at 1:04:40, Eric is going to throw it to commercial break, whether we are mid-sentence or not, because the Reds and the Pirates are getting down for the end of their series. That's in Pittsburgh, I believe. And so
yeah, it is.
That'll be getting sorted out. And so they are going to take over our airwaves. I'm going to put this on a tee for you. I thought that the Caitlin Clark thing this week was a bunch of nonsense. The whole, she got punched in the ground. I thought that was one of the, just a major fake controversy. And then you're texting me about, I hate Caitlin Clark and it's personal and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, all right, dude, here, I'll give it to you. I thought that was nothing.
I do think she gets fouled hard or whatever. I just, the argument, I was more talking about, the controversy of, oh, how is she not on the 30th anniversary poster when she's the best thing to ever happen to the WNBA? I want to pump the brakes on that.
She is the best thing that's ever happened to the WNBA.
No, I disagree wholeheartedly. And people want to act like she stepped in and was the best player in the league. She's not the best player in the league now. She's maybe in the top 10. She's for sure not top 5, not based off of her WNBA accolades.
That's fine. But she is the most popular attraction and the most important.
Absolutely. But
thank you.
Let's pump the brakes on that. Give it a few more years and then she might be the best player and then we can give her all the accolades that people currently want to give her. I remember there was a discussion when she was coming out if she could play in the NBA. And that was a laughable argument.
That was stupid.
Yes. People put her on that type of pedestal that I don't think she deserves. I'm not saying she stinks I'm just saying that there's certain people that overrate her. She's a great basketball player. She's nowhere near the best women's basketball player in the world.
Caitlin Clark would allow 45 points a game minimum on defense if she were if she were playing.
You thought James Harden was getting picked on defensively.
Oh my gosh, yeah, exactly. Put Caitlin Clark out there. But no, this league...
And she's not getting a shot off either.
I actually believed that this league had like a serious opportunity at momentum a couple of years ago, and they have done nothing but make the whole Caitlin Clark and this whole wave of WNBA about everything except basketball.
Well, she was hurt a lot of last year, so you can't really center a league around someone who's not playing. So there's that.
Is it her personality that you hate, where like she's always whining to the refs?
It's honestly, it's not even really her. It has a little bit to do with that, but it's more of like the pedestal that her fans put her on that I don't think she deserves.
Hey, look at that. We killed 2.5 minutes. Reds and Pirates coming up next. We appreciate you. It's Fan Sports Sunday, and it's 97.1 The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day.